balance it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Hello. Now we all drunk.
Arkansas, where the talk is real and the vibe is raw. This is South, got something to say. No filters, no faking, just the truth, how we see it. So kick back, tap in, and let's get to it. The Still Country Podcast, Still Country Podcast, Still Country Podcast. Show the money, Still Country Podcast, Still Country Podcast, Still Country Podcast.
What up? It's your boy Eli Isabell. Welcome to the Still Country Podcast. Happy Thursday to you all, man. I have a great show for you guys tonight. I have some people in the building, man, that, gosh, we go back. And we go get into all that, man. But yeah, we have a great show for y'all tonight, man. Before I let my people introduce themselves and give you a little information, whatever you guys want to share. I forgot to do this beforehand because I was trying to get shit figured out. But anyway, introduce yourself, whatever you want to share. If you have a business, anything you want to talk about, that will be the time. And then we're going to get right into some of these topics tonight. But before we do anything, I need everyone out there to please like, subscribe, and share to the podcast. All things Still Country Podcast, man. Come on, keep showing us some love and support. We're doing this for the people. We're doing this just to have a good time and to entertain. So if you love what we're doing, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you are on any of the live feeds tonight, hey, go on and share that thing over and let other people see what we got going on. All right, listen, before we get started, first of all, about 14, 15 years ago, I had a Facebook group called What Do Black Men Really Think? This is truly in the Facebook group era. I think we was kind of a little bit ahead of our time. So I had this Facebook group called What Do Black Men Think? But in that group, there were women in the group. And so we had, we wanted to balance it out. Don't nobody want to hear what a bunch of dudes have to say all the time. I mean, that's cool and all, but we want that feminine perspective. So there were women in the group and we had a ball. We did everything from bowling together. We put together a big cookout. This is all from a Facebook group. So people got together. I think somebody's married. Dan Harbin and Michelle, I can't think of her name. Like, we produced families about that thing, man. A few hearts got broken. I don't know if any babies were made, but this group was a mother effer back in this day, man. So before we go any further, I want to have my girl to my right, y'all left, introduce herself. Tell the people a little bit about who you are.
Well, my name is Gwyneth Martin. I go by Gwenny or Barbie Sanchez. Barbie Sanchez is my business name. I have a mobile bartending business. And I also have a cannabis business called Pretty Stoned.
Okay, that's a hot name. That's dope. How can people reach Pretty Stoned? Like, how can they?
You can reach me on my Instagram, Barbie Sanchez 716, or my other Instagram, Mixed Chick.
Okay, all right. Oh, that's what the Mixed Chick is about.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And you know what? You smell like you're in the cannabis business.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I just want to put that out there real quick. It's all good though. It's all good. Ain't no problems. All right. So, and now to my left, y'all right. Yo, man, this guy, I knew him before the group actually. State of Delaware, not to tell his business. I knew him from work. We worked for the same agency, different umbrellas, but same agency for a while. And then we ended up connecting in the group, which was a dope thing, man. Tell the people who you are and what's going on with you, dog.
Demond Johnson, Ed Eli, let's see. Said we go back really, really, really far. I'm not going to say too much what I'm doing, but just know that I'm out there. You know what I mean? Giving my opinion, taking feedback, and that's about it.
Okay, all right. Welcome to the show. I'm gonna give you last, good brother, because they know you, but we ain't see you in the month of Sundays. Yeah, so don't nobody know if you. I didn't know if you were still alive, brother. I'm glad to see you. Yeah, you look well.
I'm good.
All right. Next up, my now I think this is the guest I've known the longest. So to give this background will make me seem like not a perv or something. But however, I'm gonna give a little quick background. So back when I was a sophomore in college, I lived out William Penn Village Apartments. And every day when William Penn High School was let out, me and my man, we be out chilling, hanging around, and we see the little young girls, but we called them schoolies back then because they still was in high school. We called them schoolies. And we ended up meeting with my next guest and a couple of our friends, and they was just cool people, and we just been friends ever since. Just a little backstory. But my girl, this is since 1995, 93, 93, 94. We're dating ourselves. Everybody know I'm OG. It's all good. But listen, introduce yourself and tell the people whatever information you want to share. Tell the people who you is.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you just fine.
Hi, I'm Christina. I'm from Newcastle, Delaware. Yes, and I've known Ed for quite a while now.
Bye.
Yeah. So I'm currently out in Richmond, Virginia. I'm working for Richmond Habitat for Humanity. Shop, donate, volunteer with Richmond Habitat for Humanity. But I'm really excited to be here. Most important connection with the relationship with Ed and I is our birthday's the same day. So we're both Scorpios. And
that is true.
The only thing we don't have in common is I'm an Eagles fan. He is not, but we're still friends anyway.
I think Eli is surrounded by a bunch of Eagle fans.
Oh, well, wonderful. Welcome.
Not me. Well, who you rock with? Okay, all right. And y'all, listen. Last but not least, we have dug him up from the depths of. We ain't gonna say the depths from the heaven. He's flowed down from heaven. We ain't seen him in a while. What up, co-host Chaz? What up, baby?
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
We good, man. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you too.
I feel like I haven't seen you since your birthday. Low key.
Yeah, I think it's been a while.
But we celebrate with you. What?
Hey man, life been lifing, but God is good.
Amen.
He's healthy, so I'm here.
He always is. Okay, y'all. Listen, before we go any further, I want to give a big shout out to Nick AI. They're our one and only sponsor. We appreciate you, man. Listen, if you are looking for your AI needs to be met, please hook up with our Nick AI. Let them know the Seal Country Podcast sent you their way. Thank you guys. Much love. All right. So I was going back and forth. I had some topics in mind, but then Christine just came through and just blew up my spot. She was like, "Oh, we gonna talk about this." So me being a gentleman, I was like, "All right, we're gonna jump into some things that Christine wants to talk about." So first and foremost, Christine. So I'm gonna figure you hit me with some of these topics. These are things you've dealt with. So Christine said, let's talk about the male sensitive ego. Sensitive ego. So Christine, has there been experiences you've had where you've had to deal with this kind of stuff? Talk about it and then elaborate.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely say I've had some recent experience with this, and after thinking about it and trying to engage with him about it, to me it's more about partnership than it is to inflate or boost someone's ego. So for someone to have such sensitivity and always need that constant boost or that you got this, you do that, I would want my man to be, I am single. I probably should have said that in my intro. I'm single, happily single.
Okay.
But what I would like to get into a little bit later is dating. And what does dating mean? Does that mean you're dating your boyfriend, or are you dating people to become your boyfriend? But staying on subject, I think it's really difficult to date someone with a sensitive ego, because I don't want to spend all of my days and nights boosting him up and telling him it's okay and you got this. And, I kind of am looking for more of a partnership than a team to coach or encourage or motivate. And I'll do that anyway, but you shouldn't go into it knowing that, hey, I have a sensitive ego. I need you to call me more or tell me I'm doing a good job or whatever it is he needs. I'm not really sure what it is. Wanted to kind of start there and see what the gentlemen think about it. Now, I know Eli, you're married, but the other panelists and co-hosts on tonight, are we married, single, dating, situationships? What's going on so we can have an open conversation?
I am not married. I'm not.
Who said that?
Chaz.
I'm not married. I'm not getting married.
Keep taking notes. I see her writing stuff down.
I'm a lefty.
I'm only 30, so yeah, I'm taking my time.
Okay, and I'm 48. I guess I should have started with some of the basics.
You good. Gwen, what's your status?
I am happily single.
Okay, all right.
I can't see Gwen, but I'm sure she's there.
She's there. She's here. I don't know. She's here.
Yes, I'm happily single, 50. I live life. So yeah, I'm single.
Somehow I really do believe you. I believe you.
And dating at this age is no picnic either.
I know DK, but I'm gonna let him speak for himself.
I am married. Have been since 2003, so 2 years away from 25 years.
Awesome.
Wow.
Oh wow, good stuff. Congratulations, brother.
Yeah.
So I have a question to the table. along with the lines of Christine is saying. So Chris, sounds like you feel like you've always had to boost men up and to like encourage them or whatever you feel like they may need. So I think this is one thing we lose a lot in translation. Men need encouragement just like everybody else, like how we encourage our children, how we encourage your son, your daughter. And we don't often get it or ask for it. But when I do receive it, I appreciate the people giving it to me. And I don't need you telling me every day I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread when I walk through the door. But hearing it will let me know that, hey, baby, I'm proud of you. Thank you for doing what you do for our family. That works. So, and I think if you have a certain amount of communication with the person you're with, and you know what they require from you, and if you're in that relationship, it shouldn't be a problem to give, because there are things you need from a man. It may not revolve around your ego, but if he loves you and he's in tune to what you need, he should be trying to do the same for you. Table, jump in there, anybody?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's just that if I'm doing it all the time and I'm not getting it back, then I don't know. I feel as though if I'm doing it all the time, I should get it back the same way. I want the same encouragement every day that I'm giving you. And if I don't get it, then trust me, you're not going to get it either.
Is it tip for that thing?
No, it's not a tip for that thing, but it's draining. It's draining to boost somebody's ego every single day, and you're not getting it back. It's draining. And I'm a Cancer. I feed off of energy.
Okay.
So if I'm not getting that energy back, there's no use.
That makes sense.
All right. Fellas?
Well, I would say, it's situational, right? So it sounds like, what they say, without putting nobody into a box, we have a certain type, right? So it sounds like, y'all guys might, be attracted to or attract men that need that type of validation. Me, I myself, I was just actually having this conversation the other day. Even with compliments, right? I struggle receiving compliments for things I believe that I should be doing anyway. So naturally, on the flip side of that, I don't really give out compliments for things that I see that you should be doing anyway. So, in one breath, I would say I'm an evolved man, right? But in another breath, I'm a throwback. I'm almost like a caveman. You know what I mean? If, for example, we're in a relationship, we had kids, and I'm working, and whatever, you working, or maybe stay-at-home mom, whatever our situation is. I don't necessarily look for, oh, baby, you're doing a good job, you whatever, because I believe that's what I'm supposed to be doing. But at the same time, whether you're working or the stay-at-home mom, and of course, when I say I'm an evolved man, when it comes to child rearing, I ain't one of those cats that believe that the mothers raise the kid and the fathers do whatever. So we're 50-50 on that. But being a mom, I'm not necessarily going to give you undue praise. But it is nice to have acknowledgement, just to stop and say, you know what, I'm glad I'm with you. You know what I mean? I think when we were coming up, I know you said you was in your 30s, so I'm a little bit older than you. You know what I mean? So Eli, when we were coming up, one of the things that we heard about as kids, from our mamas and aunties or whatever, men need to express themselves. And it seems like it flipped somewhere where men became a lot more expressive. And now it seems like women are like, can we put it back in the box a little bit? So I guess it's about finding that balance, right?
Yeah.
Just finding that balance.
Okay.
Right.
If I could jump in really quickly, I definitely think there's a difference between acknowledgement and validation. And what I've been going through, or what I've experienced, is more like validation. Acknowledgement is second nature. That just comes pretty naturally. But when someone says they have a sensitive ego, or they have a sensitive ego, I mean, that's just what it is. And when he puts it out there like that, it makes me feel like I have to mother him, and that's just not what I'm doing. I like strong men, leaders. Everything else about this man is super strong. His job, his everything else. But when it comes to his ego, and that's not something I'm typically having to deal with, it's just something that I'm not used to. So acknowledgement, yes. Validation,
I feel you on that
I
one.
get it.
I really
It
feel that
sound
one.
like you talking about a specific man, so that's also situational.
It is a certain type of man, yes.
But I'll let y'all speak on all that. I just want to get down like to the roots. Like, I think we're meant to be sensitive. All people are. Like, we're supposed to be sensitive. We're supposed to want to do certain things for people and vice versa. We're supposed to want to hear, good advice or compliments. But at the same time, I think we look at it differently because we're men. So it's like, oh, he's not supposed to be asking for compliments. It's not. I don't go around asking for compliments, but a man does more when he hears it.
Thanks.
So it's just like a woman. If your man keep telling you, damn, baby, you look good in that dress, you're gonna keep going to wear dresses. You're gonna keep making sure you look good for your man. So I think it's just boosting each other as a couple and knowing who you're with. Because all men aren't that way and all women aren't. They need compliments.
Right.
Some women are like, I don't need you telling me that. I know I'm fine. Like my dad treated me like a princess all my life. I'm good with that part. I just need to make sure protect me, provide for me. That's what I'm worried about. So it's like it all depends on your situation, I think. And then, like I said, being like ego is the ego comes from like that's pride. That's all of that. It's supposed to be sensitive. That comes from that sensitive root of things. So I think that's where you might be looking at this man as being sensitive, but he might not ever had that. Go get down to the root of it. Like, why are you this way? But in all your other aspects, you're strong. You seem independent.
Right.
Well, that might be why he's weak in that area. He can't have all his boxes checked out. You know what I mean? At your age, you're looking for 100%. We can't give you 100%, and you ain't coming with 100%.
Okay, hold on.
That's just women in
Yeah, nobody's coming on. I agree. So I agree with Chad. I agree with everything you said, and I think Christine, correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're kind of leaning more toward the validation part. Like you need to hear these things to sustain yourself, for you to feel good about yourself. And I think these are things we learn early. If we're paying attention to when we're in the dating process, getting to know, you can kind of tell this is one thing we don't talk about enough, men with low self-esteem.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think women, like you said, this guy has his career, he has all these things in order, but he needs this constant validation. There's something he didn't get from somewhere, or there's somebody who's dropped him down a peg. Maybe it was a relationship, maybe he didn't have that relationship with his mom, or whatever have you. But I think that we don't pay attention to men with low self-esteem. We just assume dudes come in there with all that bravado. Some of that should be a complete front. There'd be a mess underneath all that.
He cries in the car.
He cries in the car all the time.
Dated him before.
Yeah.
Wait, say, Glenn, what was that?
He said that guy cries in the car. The guy that needs validation all the time.
Some of them do.
Yeah, the men with low self-esteem. And those guys are the ones that use their money, they use their status, they use all these other things to attract people.
Mm-hmm.
But underneath it, they're a mess. So I think those are things women, because I can tell a woman with low self-esteem. When I was a young boy, I would be like, "Oh, she don't think a lot of herself. I'm about to hit that." Like, people, you can pick up on people with low self-esteem.
That's the low-hanging fruit.
That's the low-hanging fruit, and there are men like that. But they will fool you with a nice car and their nice clothes.
We're in that society now where that's all we see. So even with Instagram, like y'all didn't really grow up with social media, but
You don't stop calling us old. You don't stop calling us old without saying we old.
Well, wait, yeah.
Like on your day to day, from the time you were born to about maybe 25, you didn't pick up your phone. You didn't pick up your phone.
We was texting.
Correct. So like you didn't pick up your phone for opinions or validation. Nowadays,
Absolutely.
everybody
That's
picks
a
up their
good point.
phone.
Right.
So even if you don't see the switch, we're all switching over to it's materialistics. It's the things that make me feel good. Even
Right.
if you go on your Instagram and you broke, you could get on your phone and go into a reality that you know damn well your bills is owed today. But I'm gonna hop on Instagram and watch this comedy. That's just the life. That's the world we're in.
Escapism.
Well,
Yeah,
you
you
know what? It's like you said, it might be that we're in the age of presentation, right?
Yes, we are.
And
The representation.
I remember like cell phones didn't really become widely used until like the 2000s, right? So yes,
When the sidekicks and the Boost Mobiles was chirping and all that. Yeah,
right. So I mean, coming from an era, or at least being a child in the era before, wide cell phone usage or whatever. You're right in the fact that, there has always been people who try that presentation stuff, but it's hard to do when you're around people who know you, right?
Yeah.
So,
For
Yeah.
so
sure.
you can't really perpetrate a fraud in your neighborhood when everybody knows who you were since you were a little boy, little girl, right?
Generation.
So
Right.
when you have this
For sure.
era, like you said, the social media era, you can kind of reinvent yourself and become whoever you want. But my thing about that psychology, right? You can become whoever you want. You can portray whoever you want to be. Why are we having these issues, right? Why are we having these issues if you don't like what you see in a mirror, you can change it, right? People don't know you, and you can present to these people who you want to be. And so when you have people that Christine is dealing with, a strong dude, in all other facets, maybe it's like, okay, you are a person behind the camera, and I can be vulnerable to you. And that might be a sign, you know what I mean, that,
He also trusts you.
exactly,
Yeah.
like he's being vulnerable. And like, Eli said, he might have got dropped down a peg with one of his experiences. And he's like, I have to be this person
Mm-hmm.
for everybody else. But to you, the person who I feel in my inner circle, I need this. And on the other side of that, it's like, you didn't sign up to be nobody's mom.
That's the fact.
That's true.
But at the same time,
Thanks.
is it truly being a mom, or is it being a cheerleader? There's like I said, there's a balance there.
I think it's a fine line, though.
Yeah, there's a
It's a
balance.
fine line
There's
there.
a balance.
And she has to be willing to walk that, or anyone,
Exactly.
a person has to be willing to walk that line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And believe me, it's a very, very fine line.
Very-
My daughter's 25. I'm helicopter mom, guilty, but it's a very fine line, so but all these are great points, and it's definitely something to take into consideration while I'm thinking about it. But if I could just go back for just a little bit, validation, acknowledgement, and all those things, in preparing for this conversation today, I just been listening to a lot of details of personal relationships. And I remember on the radio one morning, they were saying how this guy used to tell his wife he loved her every day. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And then one day he just stopped saying it. And I think she said it was like 30 days, like a month had went by. He stopped saying, I love you. And she said, hey, what's going on? Like, of course he still loves her. But instead of saying it, that probably didn't mean as much. He started doing it, showing her that he loved her. Instead of saying, hey, I love you, he was just making sure that blanket was warm when they were sitting on the couch watching a movie. Or he would just make sure, hey, how was your day? Call for nothing, all the ways to show love instead of saying, I love you every day. Case in point, this guy used to give me flowers every week, every single week. It started to not mean as much. You know what I mean? So it's not that I wasn't appreciative or ungrateful or anything like that. It was definitely appreciated, but it just wasn't as special as it was. So without putting my foot in my mouth, I just think that, actions speak louder than words. And we just, I'm wanting to kind of help him through this or figure out exactly what it is, but I just don't know how to. You'll get the final word on how it turns out.
Quick question. So if he never asks for validation, would you be okay for the next 10 years?
If he never asked for it, probably
Yes.
not, because I would be able to tell that there was something missing or something that he needs more so than what I was giving.
So
I
you
can
would
tell by
rather him
action.
just not say nothing is what you, that's what it's come down. It's basically saying, you would rather him just go around and, deal with his life and not say anything. Because it sounds like it's like the ass is the problem instead of it really being him needing the help.
No, it's not the ask that's the problem. I mean, it is kind of a problem that a man says, hey, I have a fragile ego. So I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? Great job at work today, or nail that meeting, or and don't get me wrong, I do that.
I've never said nothing like that.
Woo, that's hard right there.
Yeah,
When the two come out and say something like that, it's like,
He putting his foot in his mouth.
Yes.
Something ain't right for Red.
And you guys, he does do some of the other things that you mentioned, like leading with money and showing off and trying to, all that extra stuff.
right.
So it's definitely-
Yeah. You know what I mean?
That sounds like he's been hurt, and whether it was a mother, sister, aunt, or is it a woman has hurt him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is how. So he is trying to create what he didn't have and the validation of what he needed as a youngster. He's trying to recreate that with you. And there's something in you that reminds him of maybe his mother, that he wants that from you. You know, he got some self-esteem issues there. And because the money and the material things have worked, he has not had to work on himself.
Right.
You think about how many rich dudes with real money, they don't know how to talk to women. But go have a conversation with a broke dude. He got some game.
Real.
He know how to talk to a woman. You know what I'm saying? But dudes with money, they don't have to do. They just we're gonna buy these bottles. We're gonna be in this section, and it works.
So because you're looking for a high net worth and a high type of individual, but they're already your pool is very slim because they already got easy pickings.
Right.
You're fighting with the most beautiful women in the world that are brain dead for real. You know what I'm saying?
It's like not people
Nah, they are. So a lot of them are airheads, but
They just look good.
They just look good, and the rich or the stable man really wants them because it's just easy.
Yeah, you don't have to work.
Yeah,
You don't have to work.
so you're fighting with that as well. You got to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got to be mindful of that like,
But they
don't grow old by yourself for sure.
But a woman, you don't want that.
But
guy.
be happy.
Right.
Be happy. Bro. Be happy.
Right. Well, I would say, you know what, I agree and disagree in a little bit. I don't think that you can put everybody in a box. I mean, certainly you have some dudes or women out here that do got legitimate game. You know what I mean? They're confident in themselves. Maybe they started from one place and they ended up at another place, but they're still normal people. I'm not trying to overcompensate. And then you have some people broke, still trying to perpetrate a fraud. You know what I mean? And that's why, right. So I'm like, when I was in the dating game, you know what I mean? The last thing I led with was money. You know what I mean? Because my thing is once you lead with money, then you gotta hold up to that standard. And if that's not really in your will,
that's right.
That's like way stressful, man. So, I would say
some things don't change.
Right.
Let me ask you, ladies, I want to ask you two something. Even when a guy, I'm sure as women, you guys have met dudes who led with money and this and that, and you might have found him, all right, I kind of like him a little bit, even though he's doing all these things for me. But at some point, does that get old? Like there's no emotional intelligence, if he has anger issues, if he's a little retarded, he don't even know that he don't even know that Russia and Ukraine are in a war. You know what I mean? Like people like that, they just don't have nothing.
That is a turn off.
Forgive me for saying retarded, y'all, but I grew up in the 80s. Retarded was an acceptable word.
Intellectual disability right
now. Okay, we'll call it exactly. But my point is, it starts out fine, but after a while, does it get old? Because I can't even have a good
It definitely gets old because I've dated guys that led with money, but after a month or two, I'm done because I have my own money. I can do for myself.
Yeah.
I just need a companion, but you keep leading with money. It's old.
Yeah.
It's tiring.
I've never dated
like Gwen said, yeah, for sure. I have my own money. I have no problem splitting the bill, paying the bill, whatever. But without trying to change the subject, I think the fact that I have my own money is kind of part of the problem too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But
that's another conversation. We can have it.
That is a good conversation.
I've been waiting to come across somebody.
Buy my own drinks, buy my own food. Like I'm not here for a meal. Like 2 hours is not a date.
Listen, let's pivot. Because this is what we do. We don't have to. This is not structured.
Right.
Where we go is where we go. So let's pivot to the money thing. And I'm going to make this announcement. I've never met a woman that led with money. I'm just going to say that right there.
That's what I was about to
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know them.
I'm great.
Lead with money. But you don't
wait, I can't really hear Gwen, and I really want to.
Okay, go ahead. All right, go ahead, Glenn. We'll be quiet. Go.
I know it's not to turn loud. I think it's the mic. I don't know.
Go ahead. Talk your talk.
I don't lead with money. It's just that you don't have to do everything for me because I've been independent for so long. I don't know. It's just that you don't have to do everything for me. Let me do things for myself. You know what I mean? Like, don't lead with money with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mind splitting the bill. I don't mind going 50-50. Even if you don't have it, I don't mind paying it. But
and that's where, back to our original point, that's where the ego comes involved a little bit too. And men don't know how to check their ego.
No, because I dated a guy that when we went out or whatever, we went out and he was like, I paid a bill, and I was like, no, that's okay, because I didn't want him to think that he was getting anything after. So I was like, no, that's okay. I would pay my part. And for some reason, it bruised his ego because I wanted to pay my part. First of all, I wasn't throwing him like that anyway, so of course I was going to let him.
Well, there might have been underlying vibes there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he's like, okay, I'm losing this. But you know, I would say like this. You know, when it comes down to, again, like I said, that whole flip of society, right? What defines a man? What defines a woman? We have come to a place in this society where, you know, number one, women outnumber men. And because of that, especially minority women, you know, higher graduation rates in colleges and stuff like that, more opportunities for those higher paying jobs. So that is a real reality with some men. And I have some partners, right, that have a problem with women who make more money. I personally don't have that problem, but that's a legitimate thing. And when you talk about, like, one of my partners introduced me to the concept of, what's that, the passport wives. Oh, we can't find, we gotta go to another
They going to
country.
Jamaica.
But when we drill down,
Okay.
to what these brothers are talking about, they're talking about going to these second and third world countries, getting these women that don't know better. You know what I mean?
And they're physically way out of their league. They would never get.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean,
bros.
Yeah.
so it's like a form of exploitation. I kind of,
Yeah.
you know, put my
Agreed.
little foot in there, but I see that as a little man child. You know what I mean? You know, but there's somebody in this world for everybody, right?
Absolutely.
Correct.
The popular religion.
So
Religion for everybody.
you know, for this dude flashing his money, there's more women out there willing to take that money and be like, okay, I'll be whatever you want, give me this money, and vice versa. There's dudes out there in the street that don't want to work. Trust me, they do not want to work.
Some of them.
If you
I believe
come
you.
up with that money, they're more than willing to take that money. You know what I mean? So it's about finding your match, really.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's, of course, ego is a problem, but I think more or less people are looking, or they're fishing in waters that they probably shouldn't be fishing in for their ideal match.
They got
Mhm.
the pond.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Trying to be
got-
a shark in a little pond. Yeah.
Shout out to King Cool 01W. What up, though? All right, go ahead. What you about to say? Did I
No,
cut you
I
off?
was just saying, the guy that I was talking about, he told me that I was too independent for him.
Yeah.
When I told him I'd rather pay my part.
I don't think you can ever be
And I don't
too
think you could ever,
independent.
yeah.
But I also think there's a line where it's as a woman you should want to be led by a man.
Yeah, I
If
don't
that's
mind.
your
Yeah, I
ideal
don't mind being
relationship.
led by a man. Like, I always use my aunt and my uncle as a reference to a relationship, what kind of relationship and marriage that I want.
Yeah.
They've been married, well, he passed away a few years ago, but they would have been married 62 years.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
They
Wow.
was married 60 years.
How old was your uncle when he passed?
He was 83.
Good.
He was with her since what, 20?
When he was 17 and he was 20. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
And had 8 kids. They was together.
No outside kids?
No outside kids.
Look at
That's
that.
We never even
Shout out to them.
we never they had 8 kids together. We never ever heard them argue
That's amazing.
any
That is amazing.
yes.
That's amazing.
They should be studied.
Yeah. And I study them all the time.
Amazing.
So your aunt is still
My aunt's still here. She just turned 85.
wow.
That's a
Yep.
lesson. That's a
Okay. Well, I mean, can we get back to the money part?
Yeah,
though?
yeah, get back to it.
Because I really do feel like there's a thin line between that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a man, you don't want to be going out on dates and you ain't got no money. But you
They
Yeah.
do that too.
You should be
should be
dating.
dating.
If you're in a struggle period, you probably
You
should
should
be
be
dating.
so that's crazy we say that, but if we're in a relationship and we do go broke, we're supposed to stay in it but so what's the difference?
Okay.
You're in a
here-
relationship. That's the difference. If you're
Yeah, that's
not
the
in a
difference.
relationship,
In a relationship and married are two different things though.
Well, I mean, if you're in a long-term relationship, if you're a year plus,
no,
and you catch a bad
Plus.
a year plus, a year and a half, 2 years, whatever. If me and you are locked
with these
in,
NFL stars and these wives, y'all, man,
I would say a year.
a year.
I would say
I don't think
at
it's
least
time.
5 years.
I don't even think it's time.
I would say at least 5 years. If y'all in a long-term relationship for 5 years and something happens and y'all both go broke,
there's Gwen.
yeah, I would stay with them until we both got back on our feet.
Okay.
because
That's
we're together for
respectable.
5 years.
That's
Yeah,
respectable.
yeah.
Because I
But
don't
how
see
many
myself.
women doing that?
None, probably.
Okay, I'm glad you know.
Today,
I'm glad she's.
I think it's generational though.
Absolutely.
I think it's generational. I think anybody born in the 90s or the 2000s,
Yes.
they're probably not really rocking with you if you fall on hard times.
No.
Not at all.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't
not
see
at
that as
all.
a generational thing. Yeah, that's definitely generational.
I have to concede that point because I had been in those waters.
That's good. Good.
You know, but
Because I was going to say something about when you commented about earlier when you said you used to date, and I was
Yeah.
like, it changed totally.
It has.
But some of the stuff still the same.
But you,
Yeah,
but you
for
know
sure.
what? Back when I was dating, and this is just my experience with it, and this is different from maybe the social media era, right? I really didn't have to search for anybody because it was like, different women in my sphere, whether we were connected or not, or a friend of a friend of a friend, they kind of knew about me or I knew about them, and it was like I really wasn't too single for too long, and
So your environment was enough.
the environment was enough. I didn't really have to go on the internet. I really didn't have to seek, outside of things to make things happen. But I'm not saying that was better. It's just different. So, I remember the first couple that I met were people who hooked up totally based off of the internet. They went through that eHarmony, whatever, and they hooked up.
I remember.
And I was like, oh wow, and I'm like, how does that work? They make you? Where y'all come from, right? But before COVID, I think the last time I talked to her, she was actually my friend, the homegirl. I want to say 2018, 2019, they were still together, and they was together since I want to say 2001.
Awesome.
So I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
that's what I'm saying. There's no one formula for success, right?
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It don't. Well, talking about internet dating, it don't work for everybody. But I know for my brother, it worked for him, and they've been married for 10 years now.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
But you know what I hear about it? I hear that it's just a hookup thing. Like depending on the website you're on, I guess.
Right. It depends.
I've heard the same thing about Christian
depends.
Mingle. Like people there.
I don't think you should blame.
No,
Not blame.
Yeah, I don't do any internet dating. I don't do any of that.
Does not make you go out and open your legs or pull down your pants. You cannot blame the app.
I'm
It is
old
you.
school. I can't do the dating.
You just didn't want to go in the bar. and
Yeah, I
really-
can't do the internet thing either. It's not safe.
No.
Oh,
There's
wow.
some. I guess because I watch a lot of crime shows.
Right, right.
No, it's just not safe. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely some creeps out here. Women definitely
Yes.
have to be 100% careful at
So-
all times.
I got a question for the lady. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead. I have my
was-
question. I written down. Don't worry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, being older, I'm 48 myself, and I think that's just something that is for younger people, if you will.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
I won't put an age on it. I would be surprised, but I just believe that dating and meeting people, should happen more organically. And there's always a scary thought
Yeah.
or feeling
I
behind
agree
it.
with
Like, I always feel like you have something to hide if you have to go, to such extreme. It's just me though. Everybody's different.
Nah, I love these conversations because I'm the youngest, so I get to ask some real questions like, how do y'all think in y'all head? And it's wonderful to see how y'all willing to adapt to certain things in our world, but not to everything.
Right.
And it's like you can't.
We have to adapt,
You know what I mean? It's like you might find your one on that Facebook. You never know.
I'll never know.
Anyway, you already scrolling.
Hey.
You in my DMs and I don't know you're blocking me.
And not for nothing, but I'm 48. And even though I'm 48, I date between 47 and 57, but I look young for my age, so I don't really discriminate. So dating men of all different ages, even though I try and have an age range, it just, I have a nice mixture of the pool, if you will, the piss
So
pool.
you got a mixture, but where are you finding that mixture? That's a nice range. You went from 47 to 58, and then you said you opened the younger and a little bit older too. So that's like, where are you finding all that in one spot? You can't.
Yeah.
On the dating app, you can. So that's my point of saying, it's just the difference. You can't
Yeah,
find a 58-year-old and a 35-year-old man in the same spot.
You're right.
Usually.
I mean, if
Well,
you,
in the church.
you know you can find them at, honestly, the cigar lounge.
The cigar.
Yeah.
Because the 30-plus-year-old man is trying to get his grown man on, and nothing makes you feel more grown than the cigar lounge. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so
You
here in
shit.
Richmond, the cigar lounge, all the men are married in there. Like they all go there to get away from their wives. They all
Oh,
They
shit.
real country boy. They do it like they do it down south. Up here we fast paced. We be trying to do too much.
Okay, hold on. Let's do a slight pivot because I want to go back to this ego thing. Ladies, women have egos, correct?
Correct.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't talk about the female ego very often.
Right.
And so, how does the female ego? How do you carry that, and how do you deal with yourself within your ego, like on a day-to-day basis?
On a day-to-day basis, I normally keep my ego to myself. Hey, if I'm doing something good or I accomplish something, yeah, I might tell my kids or my mom or whatever, but I don't like boast it.
Right.
So I'm like really humbled and low key.
But however, you still seek a little subconsciously.
Yes.
You still seek some validation for
Yeah.
your accomplishment. You
Yeah.
might not ask for it, but it's okay
Yeah.
if you're celebrated for something you've done great, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I found it's really odd when men do it. It's different when we do it. All right, Chris, how do you carry yourself within your ego on a day-to-day basis?
I have to agree with Gwen. I also keep my achievements close to home because not everybody's going to celebrate with you, right?
Yes.
And my environment is not diverse, if you will. My environment's not very diverse. So when I have victories or have wins, I tend to keep them within my department or sometimes to myself. And of course, they'll notice it, but will they say anything? Will they acknowledge and validate it? At first they did, but now they're kind of used to it because that's part of my job, right? That's what I'm supposed to do. So now if we're talking about relationships, it's a little bit different depending on how old they are, what the situation is. But I don't need a lot of validation, but
It's
lately
nice to
I've
get
just-
it.
I beg your pardon?
It's nice to get it though, right?
It's nice to get it, yeah, but I don't go fishing for it. I don't swear that I need it. I don't say, hey, I have a sensitive ego. I got something at work today. Take me to dinner. Like, it's not like that. You know what I mean?
My boy, I hope you is not watching this.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I hope so too. Lucy got some explaining to do.
You should have said, if you really like me, watch my podcast and send them the link.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I think if she left him out tonight, she did it right.
No, I'm a little bit more cunning than that. You know, I have to,
Yeah.
Shout out to Dia Jane Led. I hope I said that correct. She says, keeping it to myself. Her ego. This is a female
yes,
perspective.
for sure. And as Black women, I can't speak for all women, but as Black women, I just think that's something we've kind of learned to do. Be great, be great, but calm down. You know what I mean? So always be great, do your best, but don't look for the validation. You know who you are. You know you're a queen. You know whose daughter you are. You know, so just that's the mantra that we live by. So
Yep.
we're always
But do
gonna
y'all think that's
encourage
supposed to-
ourselves and each other.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, do y'all think, as women, asking of course Christina and Gwen, maybe that's a generational thing because just from an outside observer looking in, you know what I mean, to this younger generation of women, you know what I mean, their egos out there on Front Street,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So is that a generational thing? And really, even though Christina, you said your dating pool, Gwen, I don't know yours, but sometimes y'all dating pool overlap, right? And so y'all pulling from the same men who is looking at, your camps of women, your different camps of women, some of the egos, some more reserved. Do you find success in who you are and how you portray yourself? Or do you think that the people like this maybe not the younger generation, but these women who have their egos out there on Front Street, maybe you feel like they might, from your observation, be a little bit more successful in this dating game?
I don't think they're more successful in the dating game because, like you said, they putting their egos out on Front Street.
Right.
So to me, that's a trap, basically.
Yeah,
It's a trap.
I'll have to agree with that without cutting you off, Gwen. I'm sorry.
No, you're
But,
fine.
I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm sure that, if we have dinner Friday night and then you have dinner with Susan on Saturday night, it's not going to be the same. Like, no two women are alike. So I can't be out here pussy popping on a handstand because that's what they're doing in these videos I can't go out. Like sometimes when I go out with my friends, like this young lady literally has on what I sleep in, sports bra, biker shorts, and I'm not doing that. Yeah, I have an alright body, whatever, but I don't go out in my pajamas, and I just can't compete with that. I'm 48, not 28, not 38, so I can't compete. So I don't. I realized that at a very young age, actually.
I don't think y'all have to compete in that way though.
What's that?
Because men, I don't think y'all have to compete in that way because men, we like to see it, but we don't like to go home to that. Respectfully, there's a lot of men out here who fronting. Yeah, it's a lot of men out here who fronting. They wives is the baddest, and they getting cheated on. It's a lot going on at home, but it's the men who really like them down to earth women who don't do too much. We like y'all the most. We like to come home to that. Yes, we like to see that outside because we ain't got to touch it. We ain't got to deal with that on the day to day. We just get to go see it and leave. So I think that's where like a lot of the ones who are more reserved, y'all miss out on y'all shot because y'all believe, oh, well, he just wants all those hoes or whatever those look like. And it's just like, nah, he really don't. You just didn't take your shot because you're too reserved.
So what's the shot? Is it dressing like that or?
No, it's approaching him like you said. Y'all, you want to organic, be organic. You take the shot first. You a woman, just go up to him. Hey, I think, and do whatever you say to him. And that's going to open it up to see if, you know what, I can deal with him or not. Maybe he might take a joke or he might be offended by your joke. You like, you know what, he's too sensitive. I'm not dealing with him. I'm glad I approached him now and then later. Like a lot of women don't take their shot. And y'all missing out on y'all men because y'all not taking y'all shot. So they coming out in the biker shorts and they getting a shot.
I don't shoot at men. I don't approach men.
I'm about to ask about that.
I think they also
Go ahead. Then I got a question.
I think that's more so because I'm old school. I always had the men approach me.
Yeah.
But now it seems like I'm competing with women my daughter's age. My daughter is 30. She'll be 31 next month.
And they
So
your age is running out there.
And the guys that's my age is running after my daughter's age.
Absolutely.
They just trying to get used up. That's all what that is. Let me. I think I had a thought. I should have worded that. But I know better than I was gonna say. All right, keep going. It'll come back.
Well, I mean, but that kind of goes to my point when I said those dating pools overlap, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have the people, hyper aggressive women, right? Hyper aggressive women, right? And whether you're single, married, man, nowadays it don't even
right.
For a
You
while,
don't even care.
It don't really matter, right? So, but it all comes down to the individual, right? And that's what I was kind of getting at before.
Comes down to what, TK?
The individual.
Yeah.
So when you was talking about your situation, Christina, and when you was discussing the type of men you was running into and kind of the deal breakers, but I want to say you can't really paint a broad brush, right? Because you have all these spectrum of men, just like you have all these spectrum of women, right? And so you have, I think right now, of course, I don't have numbers or figures of fact. To back up these facts, but I feel like there's more female professionals in this day and age than there ever was.
Absolutely.
Right? So when you're talking about a woman looking around for a prospective partner, it's disheartening, right? To hear, you know what I mean, that from women like, man, I can't really find these dudes because I got to downplay myself so much because once these dudes figure out who I am, what I do, and how much I make, that's a problem. Dude, that's
the ego.
That's
you don't want him no way.
I will be enlightened to hear that you make six figures and you're doing your thing and you go to the top. Matter of fact, how can I help you do more?
Basically.
Let's get to 7.
And look, I'll kill the game.
So listen, I have a question for the fellas right here. Because when somebody mentioned Chad mentioned taking your shot, right, with men. How many men, think about the time that a woman has approached you. Have you ever ended up making her your lady?
Yes.
I actually.
So you married, did you?
Yes. I didn't marry nobody yet. But I'm saying the woman that I really have dealt with the longest or like was intrigued by the most, they approached me because it's your confidence. Is you've seen something in me that you didn't even have to speak to me. So that means I know you really like me.
But did you look at her as you know how we think, right? I know when I was a youngster, if a girl approached me in my 20s or 18, 19, 20, whatever, and I already know, oh, she's on me like that. I know I'm hitting. My mind immediately went to that and not no that.
How did she approach you?
Like let me know, like, what's up? I'm trying to see you like that.
Well, then that's what she on. If she can approach you like that. But if a woman is coming up to you like, excuse me, sir, I think you look really nice today. Are you single? Or whatever. Yes, women are doing that, and
I mean, that happened, but of course I can't say I'm single because I'm not. But so it didn't go any further. Yeah, I can.
But if that, you would rather give that woman the chance because she's not doing that to everybody. You know how women are, so if she did that
do our ego is thinking that? Isn't your ego thinking that?
No, I know.
Does she talk to everybody like that?
No, she don't. Women ain't built. Women don't do that.
Well, if she does it with you, you're not special. If that's who she is as a woman, and she's going to approach men. You ain't. I mean, I'm not saying you.
No,
you
I'm not saying she doesn't.
You a handsome guy, but I'm just saying
do that. But I'm saying that's not her normal every day. I'm going out and I'm going to approach a man. If most women that do that, they usually do that maybe once in a while because they really like, girl, this is your time. And her friends is egging her like, girl, you ain't been dating in 20 months. Here, go get that. And she like, girl, I really do like him. And you go over there and approach. That's usually how it goes. It's not she wake up today. Let's see what I can get. We know what those look like. If you as a man,
shorts and sports bras.
If you as a man don't know what that approach is, you crazy. You getting fooled. You should be fooled.
Well, I would say like this. You know what I mean?
And I'm gonna read y'all comments, ladies. Hold tight. I got you.
So I don't. Even as a young man, I didn't play nobody with broad strokes. How you approach me is how you approach me. That's cool. You know what I mean? Who you are as a person is not your words that you used to on me or to me initially. So, for example, you know what I mean? Coming from the hood where I came from, Southwest Philly, represent. You know what I mean?
You definitely came from the hood.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. And becoming a professional. You know what I mean? I seen and was approached by all manner of women. So a woman from the hood might approach you a certain way, right? Mm-hmm. But that don't mean she's not a bad. That don't mean she's a bad woman or a hoe. But it might be how she approaches. Like, listen, I like you. What's up? You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. But even when you get approached in the club, if you're out in the club and a girl's wearing her club gear, that don't make her a hoe because she has club gear, right? So it's all situational. I think that.
So you've taken a woman serious but already cheated an ass out upon first meeting.
But club gear,
I can't take you
it's some women that go to the club and
but so
beautiful.
I like club. No, that's my point. I would take her more serious than a woman would. Because you're looking, in my mind, you're looking for attention. So we're going to give it to you, of course. But me and the other 100 dudes in here is going to give that to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't take you like you could possibly be my lady, even if we sit and have a conversation.
So you said your wife could never walk outside and multiple men think she's beautiful and want her.
If her ass and titties are out,
well, I'm not talking about her.
Well, that's different. That's different.
Well, I mean, I think y'all guys are conflating some things. So it's a difference. If my wife is walking out there like that, we have a problem. Correct. But if
you don't even own them goddamn clothes, you better get the fucking now. Where you get that shit from?
But
when you buy that,
if we met in a place, in a club, if we met in an arena where that style of dress is appropriate, I'm not going to judge you based off of that style of dress. Now, there's a difference, right? If I peep you, for example, and you're grinding up on like 20 dudes and then you come up to me, that's different. Absolutely. But if I didn't witness that and we met in the club and you approach me, what makes it any different? Let me ask you this. Fellas, right?
Me too.
What makes it any different? What makes it any different if you are in an environment like that, in a club or whatever, and you approach a lady, right? And so this lady, using your logic, right, she'll automatically think, okay, he seen me scantily clad in his club. All he wants is one thing. All he's good for is one thing. Mm-hmm. So that double standard is what kills us, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me say this. If we're in a club and you got all your ass and titties out, and I approach you, I don't know you. I don't know if you an intellectual woman. I don't know if you the executive director of some company. All I know, we're visual, and that's what drew me to you. You could be the smartest motherfucker in the world, but you know what? If you tell me you got what's the highest score you can get on the IQ test?
But that's
Whatever that is.
100, right?
But you got all your shit out.
24.
If you got all your shit out, to me, that negates your intelligence. And I'm not gonna look at you like, because I know once me and you get together, you still gonna be going out like that. Like, because you're my woman, even though that attracted me to you. Once you become my lady, I don't want you to fuck out in the streets like that. So I wouldn't even date you. The clothing, that right there, I'm not gonna even approach you to be my woman.
So you changing wardrobes like once they get with you.
I know. Well, I'm not gonna get with you because I see. For me, I see you a certain way. This is your presentation. This is what you represented. That night I met you.
Okay.
You had all your ass and titties out. I can't be like, yeah, I'm gonna take her to meet my sisters.
Okay, so what if you go? What if you go to the YMCA and you in the bike class and she got a sports bra on and tights?
That's appropriate. If we're in Cabo and she got on a thong and a bathing suit and we're on vacation on the beach, that's appropriate.
Okay, so it's just about the environment.
The environment plays a part.
So if you meet the same person in a different area, it's okay.
If I meet her on the beach on vacation and she got her ass out and we're on vacation. We're on the beach.
But it's the same.
But that's the same.
It's the environment that we're in.
So,
man,
I can't take
you going down.
if you're in Jamaica, bro, and you have 20,000 brothers out on the damn beach, and you see
chill.
And you see, I'm making my point, right? And you see, karate chop away, and you see, this young lady with, like you said, her
everything
right. That's cool.
Because
with 20, but as long as there's no music to it in an enclosed environment,
so she can get the massage with the clay. You
okay? So this is what I want to say. I want to jump in here because this is
vacation. What happened on vacation? She's on vacation.
Oh, so
I can't take you serious.
So you can take her after you see her get that massage. You want her to in that baby.
So here's the thing.
I don't want her to be my lady. I don't want
This
to
is
be
the
my
perfect
lady.
comparison. I know y'all have been hearing about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, right?
Yeah. She's a beautiful woman.
So she's a good looking woman. But so everybody was saying, and when I first heard about it, I was like, what is all this hype? Let me find out about it. The first thing I was saying is, how can she be a doctor, licensed, credentialed, all this, talking and acting like that? There's just a certain amount of decorum that you have about you, a way you present yourself, a way that you are, that lets people know who you are. And I love how DK said club gear. There's a certain way that you dress when you go somewhere. If I'm going to play pickleball, I'm gonna wear a pickleball outfit, whatever. But if I'm at a club, I'll wear, I'm still 48, so I'm gonna look a certain way. But if there's titty and ass out, this might not be a place you want to meet your partner. So I've learned over the years, maybe not a bar, maybe not a club, like where to meet them is the question. But if you're in environments like this and a shorty or a chick is walking up to you saying, hey, what it do, whatever they say, it's gonna be enough to catch your attention, and then you're gonna know what it's hitting for. I don't see anybody ass out, titties out, like, hello, how are you? I like your outfit. It's just not happening. You know what I mean?
I can't take you serious.
Yeah, so it's really about where you meet them, your perception of them, and how it's all going down. Somebody in the chat said vibes. Hey, Nelly.
Let me read a couple comments.
Shout out to Nelly. Hey, Stella, shout out.
So, Lanisha, if you need good tax work, if you're in a bind, you're a couple years behind.
Yeah.
Lanisha is a tax lady. That's my tax woman. She's awesome. Holler at her. Listen, I ain't got a refund in 20 years. I got her, the God shined on me. Nelly B, what up, sis? Shout out to my girl down in North Cat, holding it down. Nelly says, yes, how can I help you do more real man vibes? I don't know what she's talking about.
You're talking about me when I said she's making more. Yes.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right. Dia Janelle, I hope I'm saying it right. She says, I shoot my shot. I don't do it often, but I do it. Lanisha says women are doing that more, meaning shooting their shot.
Yeah.
Absolutely right, Chaz. Lanisha agreed with you on something. She says all about the vibes. You'll know when you meet somebody. Priscilla says, but that's how you met her, meaning how they dress.
Yeah.
That is how I meet you, but I automatically, I think most men. I'm gonna speak for me because I'm gonna speak for you guys. I think if I meet a woman and she's dressed a certain way, you automatically go to a certain category in my head. And you can be beyond that. But I'm not going to even get the chance to figure that part out.
I agree with you, but we're also men. So we got to be mature on making that decision based off of her look.
If you're 50 and your ass and titties is out,
That's yeah.
What the
that's,
fuck
that's
are
a
you
problem.
doing?
That's a problem.
I can't-
That's a problem.
Wait.
That is a fact. I keep
But it
forgetting.
depends on where you are. Like you said, the
I got
beach.
you. It's coming. I need that 34 done. Don't worry about it. I got you, sis.
Come on, Gwen. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's a problem. Being in the club with you.
Yeah, that's it.
Or at a lounge or
So,
whatever.
so
It
the
could be a
dating
laid
is
back
different.
spot.
So if she's saying she's 48, she can't go to the club to find her man. She has to go where?
But no, you could be the nice guy in a lounge. But if you out there twerking and your ass is
She's
out there
in
48,
Richmond. She got good pickings, I would think.
Uh,
There's some good money out there. You got some solid money.
okay, now what you say, Chris?
What's going on? I actually got one of my OGs is from Richmond. He a solid dude. I can't speak for everybody. He a solid
Give him my number.
I will do.
Yeah, he's a good dude, but he needs some emotional support.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got an ego. He got an ego.
You won't get no parts of the daggone
No,
podcast.
you're great.
You gonna have my man crying in the corner, man.
No,
Oh,
Richmond
man.
doesn't have all the men that it's chopped up to be.
Oh,
I don't know
okay,
what it is, but
okay.
I'm tri-state.
I was thriving
That
out
sounds
there. Black love was thriving.
I mean, I would say, you know, everything is situational, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I guess my type of individual, I'm really, because, you know, to judge somebody is also to be judged, right?
Absolutely.
So if you out in the club doing your thing, that makes you a hoe too. You know what I mean? And I don't consider myself a hoe.
Men are that title been put on men from day one.
Well,
and they're dictated if they get married one day, if they are considered an upstanding guy or any of that.
no.
Men are allowed to change for some reason, part of the double standard.
It's
Women are not. If you was a hoe in
yeah.
2005, your ass is a hoe in 2026.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's right
Right.
at all. I'm just saying what it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Moms, be careful. Your kids will grow up one day.
But I'm not really saying about the husband and wife thing. I'm saying how you conceptualize yourself,
Yes.
Okay.
right?
All right.
So the thing is, whether there's a double standard out in society or whatever, there's also AIDS out in society or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't put myself out there. I never spread myself out there too thin.
Right.
Because there's repercussions for that.
Absolutely.
Whether those repercussions is that your identity get ruined and it becomes harder for you to marry, or whether those repercussions come that you have to go on meds for the rest of your life because you don't pick up something.
Yeah.
Or take care of a child by
Or
yourself.
you got child support. You know what I mean? So that's the whole thing. But you know, the standard that you hold yourself to, and it is reflected in the standard that you put out on other people, right? So if I'm at a club and we connect, I am not basing my whole total, mindset on you until we have further interaction, right? But if we are in like a gentleman's club and you're turning on me like, oh, you look cute, can we? That's a whole different thing because that's a whole different scenario.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So a social,
I agree with that. Right.
social interaction is a social interaction. The gentleman's club, you come in there for one place, it's transactional. So if you're comfortable with doing that transactionally, am I comfortable with you? Right? So there's a judgment aspect to that. But like you said, life ain't fair, right? So
Not fair.
that's what it is. But I say open yourself up to the possibility. If you're in a club, somebody approach you. Well, we're married, but you're single, right? If you're in a club and somebody approach you and they're like, whatever, you know what I mean? Again, if this young lady was dancing with 1,000 men that you've seen, you know what I mean, before she got with you, you're like, but if she approached you and you didn't see her around like that, you can kind of peep game. You can kind of peep who she is. That's not saying you're going to marry her. That's not saying you're going to wipe her up. But that might say, okay, I like how you're kicking it. That might say we might have further discussion, further conversation. And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Now you
Yeah, I think it got to be compartmentalized though,
Right.
because like it's definitely different generations
it's a generation
in this conversation and in the world. So
Absolutely.
at the club, yes, I may be able to go to the club and find that. But at 40-something years old, at 57 years old, you should not be in the club on a Friday night. You should be at home, or you should be traveling, or doing something like that, and enjoying.
Every once in a while, we might step out.
Work on
You're
Monday.
going out to dinner. You're going out
You ain't
to
gotta do that.
or you're going somewhere.
It's not called a club anymore. It's a smoke lounge.
Yeah, you're going. You're at 40, 50,
It's
and
happy hour.
you're in the wrong spot anyway. I already know what you want. You a cougar. You a cougar.
I stopped going
You in a club
I
at
stopped
40,
going to the
50.
clubs when my son turned 21.
Yeah.
When
Wait,
you turn
46
21,
in the club is a cougar?
Absolutely, because it's nothing but 25 and under for real.
Yeah,
Can we
actually,
define
from
club?
18 to
49.
49.
Can we define club?
So
Okay.
like, well, you're in Richmond, so I've been to like a club out there, and it's all people over 35. And then
That
I've
sounds
also
like a
been
good
to a
spot.
club in Richmond that's under 35. Everybody. So I that's what I mean by the club. Like a club, I'm saying my age group club, like 21-year-olds in the club.
Yeah,
when you first get your ID, you always want to club. 25 when you're out of college in the club. At 40, you should not be in that same exact club that you was at 21,
Agreed.
25.
Mhm.
And that's what I mean by that.
Well, don't different clubs got different like.
If you 40, do a day party. They doing day parties now. Go
Yeah.
get cute and do a day party and
Yeah.
find he graduated from the college you went to, but you ain't meet him yet. You know what I'm saying? Do something like that. That's cool.
Day parties. I work, bro. Don't-
the weekends. On the weekends.
No, I'm
They
actually
have
giving
an
a shout out.
R&B night on Saturday. It's like a day party in Dover, I think.
I'm giving a shout out to my
35
Texas
and up.
people, my Dallas people out there. They do those day parties in the middle of the damn week. I'm at
Yeah,
work.
that's
bro.
different.
Hard.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we
different.
just in Philly, this guy I know, he does ditch parties.
Oh, wow.
And it's done on
That's
Wednesday.
not
It's
religious.
It's work.
Sounds grown and sexy.
And I did it.
Let me read one comment from Elise. She said, "Let's be real. If you're 50, your ass should never be out. Why are we clubbing though at 50?"
Yeah,
It's
I'm
the word
50.
clubbing. Yeah.
Listen, I'm more happy hour and I'm good.
Yeah, I
I'm
can
taking
do a
on
happy
me
hour.
or a
I
cigar
gotta be
lounge.
home by 8. Yeah.
I'm good.
What are y'all looking for at y'all age from men? Like, are you trying to get married? Are you trying to be in a serious relationship? Are you trying to have fun? Like, what is dating at? Like, what are you looking for from
Great
this
question.
man for a man?
All right, ladies, go ahead.
I'll say one, Gwen. You can say one, Gwen.
I'm looking to get married because I feel as though if I was going to get married, if it was in my cards, I would have been done it a long time ago.
That's not true. I think you still got love out there, but go ahead.
But I am looking for a companion.
Shots fired.
I'm still got love out there.
But I'm looking for a companion. I'm looking for my equal.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't want nobody to have little kids because I don't have little kids. You know,
At our age, you got a 5-year-old. That's crazy.
yeah, I don't have a father.
No, I'm just saying, like a man.
That is.
For example,
Or anybody.
for
Shit.
example, I know you're going to kill me when I say this. My older kid's father. We have 3 kids together. Our kids are 34, 31, 20, 27.
Oh,
You got a new baby.
He got a son a year younger than our granddaughter.
Oh,
Our granddaughter is 9.
See, he done crapped out.
Yeah.
He thought he was.
Yeah, he
young.
wild. Oh, he wild. He
He
wild.
was
He was just trying to see something.
Yeah, he was trying to see if it still worked.
I know I
That's
started
crazy.
over, but my
Yeah, but
baby
you're
is
not cheap
15.
like you're not cheap like it still work. And you can get it up, they still work. The bitch still march.
Yeah, so if they got little kids like that, no.
Yeah,
My baby
yeah,
is 15. He got 3 more years and then he be in college. So
Okay. All right, Chris, what about you?
Oh, got a list. Well, first,
You remind me of them in that movie when they were
Yeah,
the
Chris.
podcast and all the YouTube stuff, and they be having a list of women be having everything.
I do have a list, but I ain't
Well,
gonna go through my list.
you kind of
What's the
gotta
list,
have your
Chris?
stuff together nowadays. Just real quick, I won't give you the whole list, but number 1, partnership for sure. But then the 3 C's: communication, compatibility, and what's the other C? The other C, and then honesty, compassion was the other C. Just like the regular stuff, and it sounds so normal. I don't want to be like, oh, he's got to have a car, he's got to have his own plate, duh. But like, just like the things that we don't think of anymore, like just be communicative. Just have open communication, honesty, loyalty. Like I was just telling my daughter the other day, I'll wait for her to get off of work just to run errands because I don't want to do it by myself. It's funner with someone else. That's just companionship. You know what I mean? Partnership. That's only a few things, and those are pretty high up on the list for me.
Right. I can dig it. I think the list changes as you matriculate through life. Because when you're in your 20s, you want them to be, as my girl Nelly B would say, I need them to be tall, dark skinned, and bow-legged.
Yeah.
But at her
She does say that.
it's stability.
Yeah.
It's like loyalty, like it
Consistent.
changed because it changed. Emotional intelligence.
Yep, consistent.
Yeah, it definitely
Yeah,
changed.
mine used to be tall, dark, bearded and bald.
So what is it? What is it?
What is
What is
it?
it
You still
now?
got a shirt on that says beard and tattoo.
Yeah, because yeah, some of that didn't change, but because
You like what you like? You from Philly, so you like beer.
no, I'm really from Jersey.
Okay.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Hey,
Shout out to the Jersey girl. My
I'm a
mom's
Jersey
Jersey,
girl.
my aunt's a Jersey girl.
Okay, what part of Jersey?
South Jersey, Pennsauken, and all that area.
Okay, I'm from Bridgeton.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I went to school to be
Yeah.
from Bridgeton, New Jersey.
Okay,
All right, Benny said, "Is this a theme of this theme of the episode? Is more ageism?" I guess you're talking about you saying.
I mean, 'cause it's real. Because it's a real conversation. Because like you got people in their 50s that are trying to date still.
yeah.
Because it's not like your love
No,
life
you don't
isn't
stop
over.
dating.
That's what I'm
Trying to
saying.
date.
These
But
days.
the society is totally different, and y'all think y'all gonna go into dating the way that we go into dating. It's not the same.
Right. No, it is, and that's why I like you
So
being here. to
that's
give
why
us
you're
that
having
perspective.
issues
Right.
with finding the man because you're not shooting your shot on that man. It boils down to that sometimes.
So the youngest is saying, I need to shoot your shot.
Yeah, the young people.
A younger like me, if I see an older woman that's in 40, 50, I'm shooting my shot. If I don't care.
Man, shot.
But you a
you probably wouldn't
you-
know she was 40 or 50. You wouldn't even
And
know.
I've had women that approached me that were older than me and said, like, yeah, I like what's up, basically.
And that's the
But
older
they
mature
say-
women. But how many women in your age group approach
It happens too. That's not,
Okay, all right,
not
well, you-
normal.
you? You're exception to the rule. Okay, nah.
Me, I'm just saying in general, you have women that
Right.
will approach a man, like in the Walmart if she see him, and go around to the men's section and follow him, like, hey, excuse me.
No,
Like, that's a real that's a real thing.
no,
Hang on,
thank you.
your tires don't flat about it.
When y'all go to work, ask all the younger girls or whatever in y'all work areas,
If they shoot
how,
their
how
shot.
do they approach the men? And if all of them say they don't approach men, they lying. I promise you that. You're gonna get a couple stories. Tell
Well,
me.
I think, like I said, number one, the reality is there's more women than men,
Yeah.
right?
So they almost have to by default, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I
That's
think
true. I
the
agree with
game
that.
changed. You
It
know?
did.
Yeah. O said, "Are we talking real? The man who guts that description has his choice of numerous. Who I guess it meant fits that description has his choice of numerous women. Are you willing to conform to the lady that he is looking for? So meaning, I guess a man who has his shit together, or is on
He has
point.
more options. Yes.
He has more
does.
options. He absolutely does have more. options.
Well, that's what I was talking about the numbers game, right?
Yeah, Lanisha says it's normal for women to shoot their shot nowadays. I don't disagree with that. I believe that is normal.
I would feel awkward shooting my shot.
Why?
I would feel
I
it's
don't
always
know.
awkward when a woman shoots her shot at a man. I think it's, and maybe in our age group, like it's a little, because for us, it feels like it's not the natural order of things.
Yeah, it's not the natural order. And I would.
And this, but your generation is
No,
and there's
I'm
nothing
not
wrong
saying,
with that.
I'm not interrupting the fact that that can't be true. I'm saying that sometimes it takes the woman to approach that situation. That's it. And then from there, he's like, oh, damn, she actually was interested. Because there's a lot of men out here who look at a woman and be like, she don't really want me. I'm out her league. And really, you the one for her. It goes both ways. So you got some men who don't want to approach too.
I feel you.
And that's where your yin and your yang come in, that equally yoked. Like, all right, I know she weak today. I'm strong. That might be your strong day. You know what? I'm feeling good. I hopped out in my bag. I got my swag on. And he approaching women. And then
Right.
the next day, she might be feeling good. Her hair done. She just got her nails did. She sees somebody. She's like, I ain't never seen him before at this bar. She gonna say, hey, where you from or something. It can be simple. So simple.
Listen, Lisa says exactly, Chaz. I think that doesn't happen as common as you
Yeah,
make it
not at
appear.
all.
Okay.
I'm not saying
I
it don't
think-
happen.
I'm just
I
gonna
don't
put
think
this
it's
out there. I feel like if a woman, I'm gonna be wrong for this, but here we are. We're gonna flip the table real quick. I feel like not me, not Gwenny, but like, not the women that I know in the chat. But if a woman is shooting her shot, she probably wanna get with you on a physical level. If she really likes you like that,
But
she's
let's
gonna
be
wait for you to come
realistic.
to her.
We're all human. We all want physical attraction. So yes, women want it just as much as we do. Let's be real.
That's
Y'all
a true
want it
statement.
every
That's
day,
a true
just like we
statement.
want it every day.
But I'm
So-
talking about like approaching. If a woman's gonna approach, they're gonna be like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be like, "Hey, I like your outfit." It's not. They're not doing it for that reason. They're not doing it because they authentically want to get to know you. They're doing it because they probably want to.
Because I didn't observe rooms and actually seen women interact with certain people. And I'm like, I like her, the way she interacts, her mannerism, her class. Like you never know until you shoot your shot and you're like, damn, you see me from way over there doing that? How, like I don't know.
All right,
I'm
hold on.
against it. I'm against it.
I need to
Hold
know
on,
where you
hold
hang out in Delaware. Where you hang out at? Because I'm gonna visit next time I'm home.
I mean, I travel, so wherever I go, I feel like that's just where it's at.
That's
Like, yeah,
all right, hold on, time out. All right,
it's real.
We're about to 15 minutes over, but hold on, let's just do this right here. Hey, Karen, I want you on the next What Do Black Men Really Think Reunion show, so just sit tight. I got you. You said answer too slow, boo. I want you on the show though. Lanisha says some women shoot their shot to see if that's her person. Facts. I don't disagree with any of that. Let's pivot real quick because the title of this show we never even talked about. So I'm gonna ask one question, but this is how it works. We get caught up and it's all good. I got one question for you all, and then I want you all to answer this question. Then we're gonna wrap up.
Okay.
This has been great. Thank you. I mean, we could really keep going. It's not like this is a Zoom. I only take 1 hour. However, who are you all outside of your children and outside of your relationship? Like, who are you? Like, because a lot of us are defined by our families, by our relationships, and by you. I know some people who literally live for their child. If their child's a great athlete or a cheerleader or they're a great scholar, you are there like it's you. That is not you. Although you are encouraging that and pushing them to be great. Who are you outside of your children and your relationships? Who wants to go first? Do you know who you are outside of that?
I'm boring. I ain't even gonna lie. I go to work and come home, take a shower, eat, go to bed. I am boring and watch my crime shows.
What about the businesses?
Yeah, if I have with my businesses, if I have bookings already, then I'm there. But other than that, I go to work. At my everyday life, I go to work, come home, take a shower, eat, go to bed, watch and cuddle up watching my crime shows.
Okay.
I am boring. Once in a blue moon, like where I live at, they always have around this time of the year, they always have festivals. Once in a blue moon, I walk to the park, they go to the festivals or whatever.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, my life is boring without my kids.
If you're in the chat, please answer the same question. I'll read your comment. If you're in the chat, who are you outside of your relationships and outside of your children? Who are you? Answer the question. I'll read your comment. We're gonna go around the table. Who next?
I would say I'm outgoing.
Okay.
I like the network. I like to travel. I like sports. I like to have fun. Enjoy life. I am faith-based. I have a relationship with God.
Okay.
Amen.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But since I was 17, most of my life has been about kids. But
You carved out something for you.
absolutely, yeah. I've always told myself even that because I was a kid once and I noticed my mom putting in all that work for me to be who I am going to be and raising us, and we still come out what we want to do anyway.
Yeah.
And I never wanted to do that as a parent. Like I'm putting in too much, and then I feel some type of way.
Yeah.
Like that's their life. Let them live it. So that's kind of
Right.
yeah. I've always had to keep my own will.
In the chat, who are you outside of your children and your relationships? Put it in there. I'm going to read your comment. I'd love to know a little bit about you.
Well, let's let
Christine.
Go ahead.
Christine, this whole show that you created went beyond the actual topic. So you next, Chris, and I love you for that. Go ahead. Who are you outside of your daughter and your work and all of that?
Yeah, so a lot of my world is work and my daughter, but parenting is a profound role, and but it's not the full book, right? It's just a chapter of your life, and exploring who you are takes a lot of time, and you have to rediscover who you are through your individual identity. So there's hobbies and passions and things that you want to get back into and maybe try a few new things, but at the core of who we are, it's always going to be our families and our maybe not our job. I stuttered twice. I couldn't say it, but it's always going to be our family and our children. But of course, we need to stay true to who we are. And,
right.
My daughter's 25, so I'm still trying to, I'm helicopter mom. I'm hover mother. So I'm still kind of trying to figure that out. But it's important that it is hard. This is a great question. So we can quiz ourselves on who we are and who we want to, end up to be with, and who we end up to, who we are and who we want to end up to be with. So it's a great question. It's an individual identity. So still working on it. So I don't have a great answer.
Well, once you get your man with all the check boxes, then he don't like to travel.
What was that?
Planes and heights. Planes and heights. Yeah.
You got to be.
Talking about, hey, I don't want to go.
All right. With it? Who did you answer?
Yes.
Oh, DK.
Okay.
My bad.
I guess I'm the last one. So, outside of obligation, I am evolution, right? I don't really look at the day to day as far as having too many things on my back. Luckily, I plan things in such a way that my life is pretty good right now, right?
Yeah.
So, who I am today, I'm a world traveler. Who I am today, I'm looking out foundational. I'm looking out for people around me that I care about, trying to uplift them, whether they're my age, whether they're younger. Who am I? I am, that dude who I want to say is easy to approach, easy to talk to, but also I'm listening. So as I'm talking to young people, as I'm talking to old people, whether you're spiritual, whether you're worldly, or whether you're in the club still, or
You said by purpose, right?
because at this point I'm trying to absorb, right? I'm trying to absorb,
Yeah.
And I feel that even fun aside, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. But at the same time, I think we can put ourselves into too many boxes, being so judgmental and so closed off to new things, new ideas, new concepts, new experiences. So I am that dude who's looking out and basically with a question mark on the head. I'm not too far away from that child that came into the world, well, with a wide-eyed wonder. But I'm wise enough not to be taken for a fool. That's who I am. And like I said, I can't really define myself, concretely because I'm still evolving, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. That's a great
Like
answer. So real quick, I'm gonna say, I think I've spent the majority of my life trying to please my mother died when I was in my mid-20s, and then my sister just died about 4 years ago. It was like my second mother. So I think I've spent the majority of my life trying to please them and make sure that they are proud of me. So I never really thought about until the last few years about, and also being a great father and doing community work, right? I've been a father to kids in this community that are no blood relation. For the last, I got a Father's Day card the other day from a kid that I work with. Like, when I get stuff like that, I know I'm on the right track. But I think my identity for myself has been defined by my community work and being a good father and just trying to make sure that my mom looking down on me will be proud and my sister will be proud. But I know when I hit 50, there was a certain level of, not with them, but there was a certain level as far as the rest of the world. Like I have to I don't give a fuck. A little bit of I don't give a fuckness.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair because I think because I'm in the midway point, and we often say we're at the midway point. Most of us aren't going to live to 100, so I might be at the 3/4 mark because the average black man lives to 72, 75. So right now I'm looking at about 19 summers left. If you put it in perspective,
Yeah, that's good.
That's
That's a real problem.
That's real.
So next podcast we need to talk about that. We need to start talking about that more because those are hard conversations. People don't
Our
have.
conversations. We don't.
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean, and don't think age means you got to figure it out. It does not, because as life happens around you, you have to adjust. So now you got to figure this out, but now you got to figure out some whole new shit that just came into life. So I'm still, like DK said, I'm evolving, and I'm still trying to become the man that I need to be for me. I'm still trying to figure it. It's crazy. Like you be like, well, if you're 53, you still trying to figure yourself out. Absolutely, it never ends. So I'm still trying to figure out how to be the best man I can be in all phases. But it's a struggle because life will kick you in your nuts, and it won't help you back up later. You just down there holding your shit. Crossed over, hurting. So I'm ever evolving, and I think the things that have been important to me, like my being a great dad, my community work, and those things are very important to me. But now I have to kind of focus on what makes me happy,
right?
And that may seem selfish to the people around you, but I think it's especially for men because we do so much for everybody else, and I think it's fair for men to kind of take stock and be like, all right, what makes me happy? Because we are busy making everybody else happy most of the time. If you are a stand-up guy and you are about your family and your friends and whatever, all of your works and all of your good deeds are toward other people and not yourself. Yeah. So I'm working on carving out this space for me where I'm happy. So I think that we all need to kind of, as we get older and evolve, we all need to kind of work on that and figure that part out. Yeah. Let me read some comments before we go. Some people shared their so I always do that. Oh, so Lanisha says, I am now her. I finally love me. I love to travel and celebrate. Awesome. Kaylin said, unfortunately, I struggle with that, and my daughter is 22 years old. I am working on that, though, because for the most part, I am definitely a homebody. So that's her still parenting and pointing to her child outside of it. Lanisha said, come on, brother. I think she was talking about DK. Priscilla says, I don't know. I'm still working on that, trying to figure out who we are. And that's fair. It happens. Shout out to my people in Arkansas on the feed. Shay Canada says, outside of parenting and work, woo, let's see. I'm laughing like I'm a loner. The type to only be seen when I want to be seen, but I'm learning me again. And I vow to do whatever it takes to make me happy at this point in time in my life. Yo, listen, this is real. Lisa says, Priscilla, we are all, listen, for people out there that are watching that are younger, don't think that we have it figured out, because we don't. And even in parenting, there's no handbook for that. There is no guide. There is no, all right, at 5, you do this as a parent. There's no manual for that. And there's no manual for life. So you do what you do, man, and you make the best of it, because this shit is short. I remember being Chad's age, and now I'm in my mid-50s.
Yeah, I remember being in high school, shit. And
how fast did that go by?
It went by real
I think we
fast.
get all the tests.
I
You
got
remember being
13-year-olds.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
Remember your senior year of high school?
Let me tell you, I had my oldest son in high school.
Right.
So I called him my accessory, because I was a senior with a baby on my head.
Right.
So I remember going to school functions with my baby. Now me and my baby growing up together, basically in my late teens, early 20s.
Right.
And now he's 34 with his own child.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like
It go by fast.
Yeah, it went by like that.
Listen, I'm gonna say we're getting ready to end, y'all. Listen, I want to first and foremost is thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for leaving comments. I appreciate you, man. Anything that if you guys have, if anybody who's in the feed want to be on the show, let me know. I'll pull you in. You're not just a person leaving comments. If you want to be on the show, I don't care where you live at. As you see, Christina's in Virginia. We brought her in. It doesn't matter. Gwen was gracious enough to drive from Philly to come to be on the show, man. So thank you guys. I love you. And the Steel Country Podcast, we're gonna keep on rocking, man. I think the next show, there is a lady. We might expand a little bit, just so you know.
Amen.
The next show, there's a lady that's running for state representative in the 16th district of the city of Wilmington. She wants to rock with me. With us.
Yeah.
So we've been expanding the horizon. I may have to clean up my language a little bit and not drink that day. But we better jump out there with some old stuff, man. And I may try to not sound as country, just so but this is what I do know.
Just be you.
She wants the real. She wants the real.
And her campaign manager, when she shoots it out to the people that they want to attract, that's a whole new audience. So I'm definitely talking to her. We'll be in touch next week, and we're going to make this happen. So listen, to my guests, Gwen, DK, thank you.
Absolutely.
All the people from the What Do Black Men Really Think Facebook group, hey, listen, the next few shows after I talk to the politician, it's on. I'm going What Do Black Men Really Think from here to the next 4 or 5 shows, because we had about 100 members.
And
so,
I would love to be that.
Listen, you can come back. Gwen, if you
definitely want women opinions on that too.
If you
y'all
want,
deal with them day and day.
Absolutely. Gwen, if you want to come in virtually or drive down, whatever you want to do, you're here.
It gets me out the house.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna challenge you, Gwen. I want you to advertise your business by bringing some of that with you. I'm gonna leave it at that.
For sure.
I can do that.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
I can do that.
We have to have a whole community event.
Absolutely.
Christine,
thank you so much, sis. I love you. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for having me. Nice to see you guys.
Thank you so much. And listen, thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys. We need to bring the group back. Kaylin, I don't know about that. That was real stressful. I can bring it back and make you the administrator. You got that, sis. We can talk about that.
Definitely bring it back.
Yeah, if you bring it back, I'll participate for sure. I have stuff to talk about now.
It's still a group, but the group is only one person in the group, and that's me. So I can keep it available. Sometimes I go back on there and look at some of the craziness, but I can bring it back. And everybody's I can bring it back. But I'll be like, I don't got time to administrate it. Right. Y'all got that. Right. And shout out to everybody who has wished me well. I have a new endeavor coming up. I'll make an announcement by the next show. I've been granted a great opportunity. God is so awesome, man. It's something I prayed for. and I will announce. Like I like to share things with you guys, so I'll announce my good fortune. And it's gonna be a lot of hard work, but I know with God, everything is doable. So I'll hit you guys up with that within the next couple of weeks. Listen, shout out to everybody who tuned in tonight. I love you. Peace out. See you guys in a week or two, depending on the politician. Peace.
Bye. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Straight out the South, Arkansas, where the talk is real and the vibe is raw. This South got something to say. No filters, no faking, just the truth, how we see it. So kick back, tap in, and let's get to it.